Hi guys, we're starting a new series, Gemini North Node. Gemini North Node, I'm wearing my newspaper shirt because Gemini has to do with communication, information, sharing information, gathering information, thinking, writing, talking, discussing. That's Gemini. So we're going to talk a lot because we're in Gemini territory. But first we have to examine your South Node in Sagittarius and give you a general idea. So those of you who have South Node in Sagittarius, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that you are watching this video because Sagittarius South Nodes, they don't really like to listen and they don't really think they need to learn anything because they think they know it all. And to their defense, you guys do know it all because you guys did so much in your lifetimes. You explored yourself to the end. I mean, you went literally to the ends of the world in your exploration because more than anything, Sagittarius loves freedom, loves freedom of movement, freedom of going, freedom of finding out, of discovering. You know, they're the wanderer, the nomad, the gypsy, the one that just, you know, leaves the house in the morning and says, I have no idea where I'm going, but I know that I'm gonna have a blast today. And that's what you guys know how to do. You know how to have fun. You know how to make the best of wherever you are. And wherever you are, there's fun around you. You guys are pranksters, tricksters. You love to have fun. Fun is a big part of you. And you guys are larger than life. You know, you have so much energy in you. You know, Sagittarius is a fire sign and it's a very mobile fire sign. You know, it's the liver of life. You know how to live life. You've lived a lot of lives with a lot of experience. You've gathered a lot of knowledge about the universe, about the world around you, about other countries, religions, philosophies. I mean, you explored everything and you have so much to share with the world. A bright example, an awesome example of a Sagittarius South Node is Mr. Donald Trump. Amazing example because the guy doesn't care what you think about him. He doesn't care how you perceive him. He just is. And Sagittarius is larger than life. Sagittarius is goofy and aloof and just so much fun. And we're gonna talk about the way that Sagittarius South Node went to the extreme, because if it's in your South Node, that means you overdid the qualities of Sagittarius. You overplayed them. So somebody who doesn't like to listen to others, doesn't care what you have to say, thinks that, I would say that everybody else around them is stupid and small and afraid and just boring, you know, plain boring. And Sagittarius thinks it's probably the coolest thing in the world. So lifetime is like that. Lifetimes of exploration, lifetimes of exploring everything from philosophy to religion to other countries to the world in general, you know, different foods, different customs. So you are my Gemini Sagittarius people, that axis of the nodes. You guys are my teachers, my speakers, you guys have so much to share with the world. And every sign, each one of you does it in a different way, you know. So as a Sagittarius South Node, you guys were the crazy preachers, the ones that, you know, preached doomsday, the ones that, you know, you led crowds, you know, you were so fanatic in your thinking and in your perceptions. You kind of lost yourself in this big world, you know, you kind of went to the deep end. And because of that, you may have these crazy fanatic ideas. And a lot of times, if somebody talks to you, they'll be like, God, do you ever just shut up? Or like, hey, can I say something? Or like, hey, you think you know it all. And God forbid you argue with a Sagittarius South Node, because I would argue you and you will just be left there, you know, they'll burn the shit out of you because they're fire that's strong, that's lively and fun. I love Sagittarius energy and Gemini energy, I do. So I always have fun interacting with people like that because they don't care. They just say what they think. They have their truth. Boom. If you don't like it, I'll find somebody else to listen to me. So this brings me to the North Node in Gemini. So if you guys preached and taught and had everybody listen to you, in this lifetime, you're more about kind of contracting your world, but not in a sense of making it small, but just really paying attention to details. Paying attention to other people, listening to other people, let somebody else talk for once, learn something from another, let another one speak. You know, Gemini North Nodes are very curious and they love information. They love exchange of information. And so with a Gemini North Node, you're here to kind of slow down. You know, I know it's hard because you're so used to having that freedom, and you kind of have to just kind of slow down and, you know, let others talk, let others speak, let others share information and learn something from your interaction with people, and not look at people as stupid and scared and mediocre, but look at them as like, hey, I can learn something from everybody, you know, because you are open-minded and you are cool about interacting with anybody. You know, you can interact with royalty the same as you can interact with, you know, somebody off the street. Like, you're cool about that because you're very inclusive. So in Gemini, you really have to open your mind to, you know, get to know the world around you, but through interaction with others, through interaction, exchanging ideas, exchanging information, listening, not so much talking and being the loudest one in the room, but listening and learning from others, you know, asking questions about others. Hey, what do you think about this? Instead of telling them, hey, let me tell you what you should do with your life. Let me tell you what's right, what's the truth. No, you know, ask the guy, hey, what do you think? How do you see this situation and why? And that would be the beauty. So I know I talked a lot about Sagittarius South Node, not a lot about Gemini North Node, but we're going to talk about it more when we go through all the houses so you can get a better idea. Okay? All right. Come along. North Node in Gemini, 12th house. So before we go into the North Node in the 12th, let's go to the opposite side, your South Node in the 6th in Sagittarius. What does that mean? That means that in other lifetimes, the experience that you had a way of living your everyday life that worked for you. You had your own ideas about your mundane tasks. You know, you had a rhythm that worked for you that you found out on your own. The same thing applies to your body as well. Your health. You knew probably very... you have a lot of wisdom when it comes to your health, in a sense of like what would be good for the body, what would be and it came from like your own innate experience. You know, it wasn't so much that you heard this or you read somebody else talk about it. It was you discovered it for yourself, and you were very, very set in that. You were very good at, probably to this day, of like, you know, you probably find yourself a lot telling people, you know, this is what you should eat, this is what's good for you, this is what's good for your body needs this, your body needs a lot of water, your body needs... So you had a way of you were very plugged in to everyday life, to the mundane life of being a human, but it was to the beat of your own drum. So, and you held on very strongly to that. You know, you figured out how to make yourself, your activities, day-to-day activities, your job, you know, you were probably very, you probably didn't really have one job. You're probably really good at, you know, you don't like to be held down. You kind of probably maybe change jobs. You know, you would be at one place for a little bit and then you go to another place. You know, Sagittarius likes freedom of movement, freedom of exploration. So in the 6th house, the house of your work and day-to-day activities, you had your own way of doing things, the one that you found out for yourself. And to this day, you're probably very set in the way you, when you wake up, what's the first thing you do? Do you drink a glass of water on an empty stomach or you don't? Do you drink water while you eat? You know, very set ways based on your own discoveries of how things need to be done, how a household needs to be run, how mundane day-to-day activities need to be done. And you're very passionate about that, and you're very, you want to teach others how to do that. So you can be very set in your way of what works, but that works for you, maybe not another. So you, the downside of that is that you believed in that idea so much that you became like a guru, which is not a downside, you know, that's still a good thing. You became a guru when it comes to health, when it comes to how to better manage your life, how to better manage your activities, how to be a good employee. You know, you became a source of wisdom when it comes to that. But because it's the South Node in the 6th in Sagittarius, you took that to an extreme, to where you became too much preaching about, don't you dare eat after 6, otherwise you're gonna gain weight. Don't you dare not sleep 8 hours a night, because that's horrible. So you became so dogmatic in your thinking about how everyday life should be, what people need to do every day, how people need to work. You just kind of were very dogmatic in that, and you kind of like shoving down people's throats. You need to take your vitamins because I take them, and this is how you should do. But you got to understand that everybody's different. Everybody's body's different, everybody's experience with their body is different. So what works for you is not going to work for another. So you kind of have to see that you have tunnel vision about the body and health. Another extreme could be where you, as a Sagittarius South Node in the 6th, kind of didn't give a crap about health, didn't give a crap about everyday life. You kind of just did whatever you wanted. You maybe disregarded your health. So you either have very set ideas about health and what is healthy and what the body needs, or you're completely like, I don't need to do this. I don't need to drink water. I can eat whatever I want. I can do whatever I want because my body knows what it's doing. My body will take care of itself. So it's those extremes. Sagittarius is either tunnel vision or don't give a crap at all and just does whatever he wants. And the same thing with jobs. Like maybe you couldn't hold down a job. Maybe you're just kind of just bouncing from one thing to another. Maybe wasn't the best employee because you're always shocking everybody. You're always being very outspoken and sarcastic, and probably people were just like, I can't work with this guy. This guy's always trying to tell me what to do, trying to tell me how to work, trying to tell me. So that was Sagittarius. So you're very, very involved in like day-to-day things. So we're going in the opposite direction. We're going to the North Node in Gemini in the 12th. So here you're kind of asked to get away from the mundane, get away from your daily tasks, get away from your tunnel vision of how you need to eat, how you need to be, do you need to exercise or not, and kind of focus more on your inner world, and kind of focus more on, give attention to your subconscious, get to know your subconscious, kind of separate yourself from the day-to-day activities and being involved in everybody's business and trying to tell people how to live their life and how to eat right, and more focus on you and what makes you tick, and kind of get to know yourself, get to know your subconscious, get to know your why you do the things you do. Ask yourself questions, kind of spend time in solitude. Maybe you're all over the place. 6 houses, like busy bee. And with Sagittarius there, you were like all over the place. So if we go in Gemini in the 12th, you are asked to kind of slow down, curb your enthusiasm, and just kind of just sit there in quiet, sit there in solitude, and just ask yourself, get to know yourself. Maybe you were so focused on the outside and the world and others and helping everybody and saving everybody, because 6th house is a house of service. So with Sagittarius there, you're probably somebody's knight in shining armor, like, I got this, I got you. Now you're just like asked to forget about the world and forget about other people's, of being of service, and be service to yourself and spend time alone. I think spending time alone is going to be very uncomfortable for you because you have a lot of energy. You always want to get things done and you don't like to be constrained in that. So now you're being asked to just kind of get to know your cycles, get to know the way yourself undoing, the ways that you sabotage yourself. 12 houses, your skeletons, 12 houses. You gotta go deep. You gotta go deep in your own stuff, I would say. 8th house is other people's drama, other people's pain. 12th house, it's you, it's your fears, it's your insecurities, it's how you sabotage yourself, and kind of get to know that, because, and it's gonna be uncomfortable for you, because you're gonna you cannot sit still. And so with 12th house in Gemini, be curious about spirituality. You know, you're so used to the physical side of things and day-to-day living of being a human that you're being asked to be, you know, ask questions, you know, about God, about spirituality, why we're here, why am I here, what am I doing here, what do I want to do here, and really get to know that. And you're probably gonna have, if you get to know your inner world, you're probably gonna become really good, I don't want to say psychic, but with Gemini in the 12th, you'll be able to, once you get to know your own demons and your own closet and your own skeletons, you'll be able to do that for others. You'll be able to, you know, get to know others, but not on a physical level, but more on that feeling, empathy level, you know, telepathic level. You know, you could be, you know, be prophetic in a way. You know, you could have some kind of dreams or some kind of ideas of like, and you'll be able to assist others by you know, talking to them and finding out their skeletons in the closet and finding out their limiting beliefs. You know, because, you know, it doesn't mean that you're not going to interact with people, but you're going to be asked to spend time alone, get to know yourself, get to find your truths, and then you can do that for others. So you can be, you know, you can say therapist again, you can be somebody who can be, why not psychic, why not, you know, like know things, what do they call it, cognizant, or what do they have, like claircognizant, somebody who just knows, somebody who gets like knowledge, tap into the universal knowledge. The more curious you become and the deeper you go, the more knowledge you're going to get, and the more you'll be able to share that with others. So so something like that. I hope that helps, you know. Bye. Oh, we're finishing our series of Gemini. We're done. This was the last one, and thank you for watching.